Hey, thanks for checking out our products today at Boldly Growing. This video is going to be an assembly video of how to put together one of our log planters. Now, we love these planters because we think they look great and they're super strong. We actually loaded one up with weights to test how strong they were. We stopped at 700 pounds, and we didn't stop because it broke. We only stopped because we ran out of weights. Now, this video will show you how to put together our tall log planter. But the short log planter goes together exactly the same way, with the only difference being the length of the legs. The assembly will take you about 10 minutes and it's pretty easy. There are just a couple things that you're going to want to pay particular attention to so you don't run into any issues. It does go a little bit more quickly if you have an electric drill like I'm going to use, but you can also do it with a regular screwdriver if you need to. We hope you like your product, or if you haven't bought yet, we hope you'll give us a shot. We think we provide great value with this planter, as it will last for many years and is strong enough not to break during use. All right, let's show you how to put it together. So when your package arrives, it's going to come in a cardboard box and then in a package just like this. So when you get it, you just open up and cut these straps. These kind of want to roll off, so I'm going to try to support them so they don't roll away. Okay, so when you get your kit, you are going to get your hardware with it. You're going to get your landscaping cloth and your instructions. It comes with 2 side panels, 2 end panels, and 2 floor panels, and then 4 legs. So I'm going to just set these out so you can see them. And one thing to notice about the legs are there are 2 different kind of legs, 2 of each. And some of these stickers might have fallen off, but they should be labeled A and B. And the difference between A and B is you'll notice when you look at them, there's a high cutout and a low cutout. And on 2 of them, it's on the left side, and on 2 of them, the high cutout is on the right side. So, so here's B. So these are 2 Bs and these are 2 As. All right, there's another thing I want to point out before we get too far ahead of ourselves. On these end panels, you look here, you want on the bottom the flat edge so that eventually we can put our floor piece down on that flat edge. It would be possible to make it and get it upside down. We don't want that. An easy way is to look at the one with the logo and make sure that's right, and then also make sure the one without the logo matches up. Okay, we're going to start with a side panel. The side panel are the ones with the longer sides. And I'm going to grab the one with the logo just because it's easier to remember that little trick of making sure this flat piece is towards the bottom. And so it's facing me, but that's towards the bottom, and that'll make sure we don't have it upside down. And then we grab one leg. It doesn't matter, A or B. But there's a trick on this, is that the side panel here, so the longer piece, it always needs to go into one of the notches that are higher, not the one that's lower. So the other thing is the lower notch needs to point towards the inside of the planter. So I'm going to insert here on the ground. I've tried to do this standing up before and it gets a little strange. You want to do it on the ground is the easiest I found. But I'm inserting the side panel to that higher notch, and the lower notch is pointing towards me because that's the inside of the planter. So then I'm going to grab another leg. This one's leg B, and I insert into the higher notch again, and then the lower notch is looking right at me, is facing towards the inside of the planter. All right, so once you've done that, we're ready to grab an end panel. So the end panel is the shorter piece. And the difference between the 2 sides, and it's kind of hard to tell, is the inside, you can barely see these little nail marks that have been put in there to hold it together. So the outside is free of nail marks, and the inside, you can just barely see them in there. So then we insert those into the lower notch, into the leg. And then I'm going to grab another leg And again, this end piece goes into the lower notch. It's kind of satisfying. It just kind of pops right in there. Once I've done that, I'm actually going to stand the planter up. So now I'm going to turn it so you can see me working on the rest of it. The next thing I'm going to do is I'm going to grab the other side panel and I'm going to put the other leg on it. Now let's remember this flat piece goes on the bottom. And the top goes into the higher notch because this is the side piece. Then I'll insert the other side piece. The last thing is I'm going to grab the other end panel, so the shorter piece, and again these nails go on the inside. Okay. And that should go in there pretty easily. Okay, at this point it's really tempting to want to put all the screws in, but we want to actually put the floor pieces in first because it is possible to get it so tight that the floor pieces won't quite fit if you put the screws in first. So one other way you could do this is when you're putting the legs onto the side pieces, you could go ahead and screw those in right away, just not side to side, with it laying on the ground. That makes it a little bit easier. It wasn't too wobbly, but it could get a little bit wobbly trying to hold everything in place. If you want to do that, you can. I did it without and it worked just fine. You just have to make sure you know for sure that you have your legs in the right slots and the ends and the sides in the right slots. Otherwise, you might have to do some unscrewing, which wouldn't be very fun. So if you know exactly what you did, if you know you have it all right, then you can do it that way. It's up to you. So now I'm going to grab my floor panel. So these corners are cut out for the sides, and those match up nicely. I'll grab the other one. You have to put it in at just a slight of an angle, but it should fit in there nicely. So once I have everything together, I'm going to kind of go around and make sure I have all these legs snug before I start screwing it together. So in the hardware bag there are 32 screws, and there's 4 on each post. And then there are some on the inside as well. Some are harder to get to than others, so get as many as you can. If you can't quite get them all, that's okay. It'll be fine. If you're not planning to move your planter around, it should be just fine. So now I'm going to grab my drill, and again, you can use a regular screwdriver if that's what you have. Okay, just like that, it's all finished. So now you can move it to where you want it and put your landscaping fabric down. And it is important to remember to move it where you want before you put your dirt in it, because it gets pretty heavy, and that's when, if you try to move it with the dirt full, you might maybe break a leg or something. We haven't had that happen, but just to be safe, make sure you get your planter where you want it before you put the dirt in it. Okay, thanks again for watching our video. I hope this was helpful. And if you have any questions, let us know. You can find our information on Facebook or on our website. And have fun growing.